from the 10th to the 12th of February will include a dinner hosted by the French president at the Élysée Palace. The following day, he will co-chair the Artificial Intelligence Action Summit along with the French president. After the AI summit, the Prime Minister and the President will address the India-France CEOs Forum. The Indian Prime Minister's visit to France will also include a trip to Marseille on the 11th of February. The next day, the Prime Minister and the President will pay tributes to fallen Indian soldiers at the War Cemetery of World War I. Both leaders will also jointly inaugurate the new Consulate General of India in Marseille and visit the site of the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor in Kadash. After France, the Prime Minister will visit the US on the 12th and the 13th of February, during which the Prime Minister is slated to meet President Trump and senior leaders of his administration. This will be the first visit of the Indian Prime Minister to the United States since the inauguration of President Trump. In a special media briefing this week, Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri said the Prime Minister's visit within 3 weeks of the new administration taking office shows the importance of the India-US partnership. Misri added that the Prime Minister will hold bilateral meetings with Donald Trump and key US administration figures. Our assistant editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhan Sibol, is now joining us on the line. Siddhan Sibol, maybe you can couple together these trips in France and in the United States. What should we expect?
Well, this is a very important visit. The two nations, the Indian Prime Minister travels, France and United States. Now, this is the first foreign visit of the Indian Prime Minister this year, and it is expected to be a big ticket in terms of announcement. Let's start with France, where the Indian Prime Minister will be co-chairing the AI summit with the French President Emmanuel Macron. And this is a relationship which is just celebrating the 25 years of strategic partnership with focus on defense, on space, on how more Indian students can go to France for education, and essentially widening its ambit, including the French support to India's permanent membership of the United Nations Security Council. In fact, France has played an important role in listing of Pakistani terrorists at the United Nations Security Council, which includes Masood Azhar, the terrorist who is responsible for many terror attacks in India. Moving on from France, of course, he travels to U.S. from Marseille, which is a Mediterranean city. You've already detailed the key counters of the visit, but essentially Marseille is expected to be one of the key pillars of the India-Middle East-Europe corridor, connecting Marseille with Mumbai via the Arab world, and opening of consulate there, which both the leaders, the Indian Prime Minister and the French President, will be doing together, will help consular support to the people, the French nationals and other Europeans get Indian visa faster. Now, from Marseille, the Prime Minister travels to Washington, which will see a one-day visit where the Indian Prime Minister meets the U.S. President Donald Trump, becoming the fourth foreign leader to meet Donald Trump since his inauguration on 20th of January. And, of course, the fourth foreign leader at the White House having a bilateral meeting after the Japanese, the Israeli, and the Jordanian leadership. Now, essentially, focus will be everything from migration to Indo-Pacific, from trade to defense. Both the leaders have spoken twice since November, and the Indian Prime Minister and the U.S. President Donald Trump spoke on 27th of January, where the focus was on trade, on migration, on Indo-Pacific, Ukraine, West Asia, and of course the upcoming visit, that's the February visit of the Prime Minister of India. This is very early on that an Indian Prime Minister meets the new US President, and that shows how both sides are having convergences. And Donald Trump is no stranger to New Delhi. In his first term, he had visited India, and we saw Howdy Modi and the Namaste Trump like mega events. So essentially expect a lot of outcomes both from France and from the US visit of the Indian Prime Minister.
Siddhan Sibol, thank you.